Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Craig in Spirit of Vinyl. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Friday. Cheers. Got myself a little cocktail going on here. Pretty damn tasty. Man, time to trim the stash. Oh, well, so we're back at it. I got another part of my dumpster find. Let's see, I'm on number 10. Um, Only a few more to go, and I'll be done going through all of these. So, um, yeah, like I said, hope you guys are doing well, and we're going to get right to it, go through the dumpster find, um, see where we're at today. So, we're going to start with some more Japanese. This is Blizzard of Oz, Japanese pressing from 1981. Sorry, I'll move my notes here so I don't have to look so damn far. Original 1981 press. It's on Jet Records. There's your back cover right there. So there's the front. Nice blue obi strip here. Let's see here. This one came with, there's an insert here. I think this is an order form. It's still with it. And here is the insert here is the Japanese part. This one opens up. It's got lyrics in English and Japanese. And there's the back of it right there. More lyrics. And like I said, this is on Jet Records. There we go. Sorry, show that the original Jet Records. What can we say about this Wizard of Oz? I mean, it's got introduced us to Randy Rhoads on a worldwide stage, I guess. Suicide Solution, Crazy Train. I don't know. Goodbye to Romance. I mean, this is a killer record. Nothing can be. I can't say anything about this record that hasn't been said probably a million times by a bunch of other people out there. So, all right. Next up, here is Diary of a Madman. This is a 1981 U.S. Pitman press. Sorry, the last one was an 81 Japanese press. That album came out in 1980. This is an 81 US press. It's a Pitman pressing. There's the back of it there. I always thought this cover was so cool when I was in high school. When I first got this, I loved this cover. It's so awesome. Diary of a Madman. There's your there's the inner sleeve on there. It's got lyrics on here. Over the Mountain, You Can't Kill Rock and Roll, Flying High Again, Little Dolls Tonight, Believer, Sato, Diver Madman. It's also on Jet Records. Nice and shiny. I think he played this one a little bit more. It's got a few little scuffs on it, but not too bad. So I think this one probably was well loved. Diver Madman. Between Blizzard and Diary of a Madman, I actually prefer Diary of a Madman. I think it's a better album. It's just my, because it's got Diary of a Madman on it. And that song just always gets to me every single time. So, all right, next up, we're going to go some California rock and rollers, Y&T and Rock We Trust, 1984. This is a European Holland press. It's funny, you look in Discogs, it says it's a European press, but then you look and it's made in Holland. So, a lot of your 80s European presses are actually pressed in Holland. I don't know why they just don't call them a Holland press, but so. Yeah, there's your track listing on the back of that right there. Like I said, this is, yeah, a European press. Cool record. I really dig that, and Rock We Trust is a great album. There's the inner sleeve. It's got lyrics and stuff on it. Got the Y&T logo. And it's on A&M. Still, this one's, I mean, all these are, I had a hard time when I was grading all these not to call everything I found near mint. You know, because you're looking at it and like, okay, well, I guess I'll call it VG Plus, even though I know it's near mint. So, and then there's one right here, Y&T's Mean Streak. Sorry, it felt like there was something inside there. Y&T Mean Streak. This is a 1983. I don't know why I didn't show this one first. This is an 83 press. This is also a European Holland press. This album actually came out before the other one. There's the back of it right there. Yeah, this is a killer record, man. The song Mean Streak on here. Down and Dirty, Midnight in Tokyo. Just great kick-ass rock and roll. Honestly, this... So... And this one just has one of these A&M sleeves that shows like what else they have. So that's actually before in Rock We Trust. That's why in Rock We Trust had the custom inner. It's also on A&M Records. I'm not going to pull that out. Just in the same condition as all the other ones. So yeah. Mean Streak's a killer album. Rock We Trust is a great album also. All right, let's see. What do we got next? Going back to Japan. Accept. Self-titled. I think this is their debut album. Not a huge Accept fan, but this is a cool record. And this is, like I said, a Japanese press. Originally released in 1979. This is from 1981. There's the back cover on that. There's your track listing right there. This is a killer record, man. I really enjoy this one a lot. I really do. Like I said, I've never been a huge fan of the band, but I really dig that. There's your insert. There's the Japanese. There's your English side of it. And this is on Brain Records. Oh, wait, there's more here. And then it has this insert in it. It says it's a Casablanca Fair insert. It's got all these albums, you know, advertisements for the albums. This is also inside that. So I'm wondering if, you know, I don't know a whole lot about when it comes to a lot of the record companies, but I'm wondering if Brain is a subsidiary of Casablanca back in the day or what, because that's what this is listed as, is Brain Records, but it has that insert that says Casablanca Records, or the best lineup Casablanca, you know, and here's, you know, all the Kiss stuff right there. There's Ace and Peter and all the Kiss albums. So yeah, this is definitely, you know, and let's see over here, it's got the Peter Criss Out of Control and the Village People and stuff like that. So it's kind of a really cool insert to have. So, but yeah, that's a killer record. I really enjoy that one a lot. And the next one up is Best of Accept 1983. This is a West German press. Well, there's a PRS stamp, so I don't know exactly what that is in the back of it, but there's your track listing right there. I think the only really song, you know, Restless and Wild and stuff like that. So this is obviously earlier, 1983 Metro M Music GmbH. It's all in German. Yeah, made in West Germany. Before the wall fell, everything was made in West Germany. We did not get just German presses. And that is also on Brain Records. Just a black label with the Brain logo on it. This is a cool record too. I don't spin them a whole lot, but I really do dig it, you know. So I think I need more Accept, but then sometimes I just talk myself out of it. You know how it goes. You know how it goes when you're out there. All right, next up, Armored Saints, March of the Saint, 1984. This is also a West German press. There's the back cover of that right there. This is Armored Saints' debut album, killer record. There's the inner sleeve, got the cool Armored Saint logo. There's a picture of the band back in the day. Awesome stuff. I saw Armored Saint live a couple years back, and they were great still to this day. I know it's not necessarily the same band as it was back then. It's on Chrysalis Records. This is a great album. I mean, just cool early 80s. You know, I always kind of, I guess you'd call Armored Saint sort of a, kind of a power metal, kind of, with maybe a little bit of mix of thrash in it, you know, and more of a power metal type of style because of John Bush's voice, you know. But this has got Can You Deliver and March of the Saint on it. I mean, just that's enough right there, honestly. Those two songs, that's enough to own this record. So, yeah, great stuff there. Okay, next up, going back to Japanese pressings. Black Sabbath, We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll. There's the back of it right there. And it is a gatefold. And when it opens up, instead of having inserts, there's your insert basically is printed on the inside of it. So a nice cool yellow obi. This is 1980 when this came out. This pressing's a 1980s press. Actually, this album came out in 1976. And yes, I know, We Sold Our Souls, one of those things that, you know, due to rights and everything else, the band probably never made any money off of it at all, you know. It's on the NEMS label. But I love this. I mean, this was my introduction to Black Sabbath. Was We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll. You know, I came of age in the 80s and we were listening to Ozzy and people were like, well, you know, he was in Black Sabbath beforehand. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So when you first start, when you're looking back in the past, you know, because Ozzy's doing, by the time I'm into metal and that, and I'm in early high school or ninth grade or whatever, I mean, Bark at the Moon and that type of stuff is coming out. So you go back in time to playing Black Sabbath, you might as well get We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll because it's got all the hits on it. So, like I said, double record set. So that was basically my introduction to Black Sabbath, that album right there. And then I've owned multiple copies of that. Multiple cassettes. They got played to death because it was just, it should have been 2 cassettes. It was 1 cassette and it was so long. After a while, it would get stretched out. We played it so much, you'd have to just go buy another one. And I probably owned 3 on cassette. I had it on CD. I might still have it on CD. The problem with the CD is they took a track off and made like a CD single or whatever. They took the warning off of the damn album. And like, you took the warning off? Come on. So I remember being disappointed in that. But I've owned multiple copies of that. Hopefully this will be my last one. Take good care of it because I used to think maybe it was cursed that I owned, you know, because I went through so many cassettes. Hell, one time I bought one because my old one was all hammered. I had it for like a week and then I dropped it and it landed in the gutter full of water and I had to go buy another one. So I'm like, this album is cursed. So even though it was done by management and released and the band probably never made any money off of it, I spent plenty of money on those damn things. At least this one was one that was free. All right, next up, Heaven and Hell. This is 1980 Japanese pressing. And this is where we get Ronnie Dio in the band. And Neon Nights, Children of the Sea, Heaven and Hell, Lady Evil, Die Young, Walk Away, Lonely as the World. I mean, what a way to come back after losing a singer and getting Dio to come in and sing and to put something like this out. This is a fucking great album all the way around. 1980 Japanese pressing. There's the insert right there. There's your Japanese. There's your English on the other side. And it's on Vertigo, but it's got this cool Vertigo label with like the UFOs on it and stuff. Instead of just the spiral. I mean, the spiral is right there, but you can't really see it a whole lot. Very cool. Nice and shiny. Great record. I dig this record. So, I mean, it's a great resurgence for the band. Honestly, I think Dio saved the band. If not, I don't know if he would have gotten all the other stuff afterwards. So, all right. Next up, Girls' School Demolition. This is a 1980 Japanese pressing. There's the back of that showing the band in various stages of hanging out. Man, these girls, this is a kick-ass record, man. These guys, that's some killer hard rock, great stuff right there. It's on bronze. It's got that cool bronze label with the caveman, you know, or whatever, however you want to look at that. Very cool stuff. Yeah, this is a great record too. I mean, Demolition, it's just killer, good, heavy stuff. I wish they were more popular, honestly. So this one came with one of these inserts, like a little postcard type of thing. I think this is an order form. It said don't read Japanese. And then this insert here, there's a picture of the band, Demolition Girls' School, and there this opens up and shows more lyrics there. All in Japanese and English, and then there's the back of it right there. So much information on these Japanese pressings. So, but yeah, that's a great record right there. Demolition by Girls' School. All right, next up, this is the Heavy Metal Soundtrack, 1981 Japanese pressing. There's the back. It's got all the artwork from the movie and stuff in there. You know, I got Sabbath and Cult and Cheap Trick and Devo and Donald Fagen and stuff on it. There's your inside right there. More scenes from the movie. Yeah, it's got Trust in here. Stevie Nicks, Nazareth, Journey, Sammy Hagar, of course. Grand Funk Railroad, Don Felder, Donald Fagen, Devo, Cheap Trick, Blue Oyster Cult, and Black Sabbath. And someone named Riggs. Cool soundtrack. Great movie. As an old 1980s stoner kid, we loved this freaking movie, man. The animation and all of that was so cool. And this has a nice, pretty heavy insert. Usually they're kind of lighter than this. This is kind of heavier stock paper. It folds out into like 3 things here. And there's the back of it there, or the front and the middle. And so, yeah, very cool insert with that. And another order form. And this is on CBS Records. Nice and shiny. Like I said, double album, obviously, gatefold. Can be said about that. That's a great soundtrack to have. One of the few soundtracks I own, actually. I'm not really big into soundtracks a whole lot. There's the other one there. I have that, and I've got a copy of Grease, which I've had since I was like 12, and can't think of much more when it comes to soundtracks I have off the top of my head. And one more. This is from Japan. This is a band called Heavy Metal Army. This is 1981, Japanese press. This is a Japanese band. There's the back cover. It kind of flips sideways. From what I'm looking at this, I know nothing about these guys. There's no information on Discogs. If you go click, you can click on a band and it gives you info. There's no info. But here on the side, it's got the names of the people here, and then it says X, like X Creation, X Murasaki, which is one I'd shown earlier was a Murasaki band. X Carmen, Maki, and Laugh. X Condleton Green. X George Murasaki and Mariner. So I'm thinking this might be like a Japanese supergroup, like a Japanese heavy metal supergroup. So they're listed as a heavy metal prog type of band. I've spun it one time. It's kind of cool. You can see, they got the guitar going on there and all that. So it's cool. It's early 80s hard rock. I wouldn't necessarily, they're calling themselves metal, but it's not new wave of British heavy metal or whatever. I'm not sure, and it's been so long. honestly, I know when I spun it, I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. So, um, it's on Nexus Records. There's the label right there. And nice and shiny, as of course. So it's kind of a like an early 80s metal type of sound with some keyboards and stuff in it and kind of proggy and stuff. So yeah, not bad at all. So, and I'd never heard of that band either. So in this list, that's the only one of a band that I'd never heard of when I found the record. I'm like, I don't know what this is. I wasn't sure what that was, but when I saw the cover is cool, you got some sort of modern cyborg samurai on it, and then the back with the red armbands and kind of looking like I don't know. This guy here in the middle kind of looks like he could be looks a little fascist. I guess it's the red armband. We all get thrown off, right? I was like, okay, well, I'm keeping that, even though I don't know what this is. So, and I've spun it maybe once or twice, but yeah, that's why I kept it right there. I mean, that covers cool shit. So, all right, that's it. That's everything for part 10. 3 more to go. So then when I'm done, I don't know what the hell I'm going to talk about. So, but I want to thank everybody for watching and putting up with all this, all my bullshit and my rambling on about stuff. So I really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in once again, guys. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all next week for sure at the latest. So have a great one. We'll talk to you all later.